Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the exciting, riveting, and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland. Off here to a glorious 1v1 on Nexus. In the west, it is Angry Dutchman. Angriest of the Dutchman, fighting here for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the 5th Armored Division with Mechanized, Airborne, and Urban Assault with Triple Infantry Vast East. It is Acehiro, fighting for the Oberkommando West, Germany, Deutschland. Here rolling out with the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision featuring Luftwaffe ground forces with heavy fortifications, Stuka smoke reconnaissance, Fallschirmjägers, Valiant Assault, and Airborne Assault. We got a full start here for double full start for Acehiro versus double rifle here for Angry Dutchman. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters. These champions, these heroes are the Propagandacaster for keeping in the business. And without them, I would say not be able to keep doing this. A big thanks go out to all those. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon. You can also just donate via PayPal. Links in the description. And you can also just comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button, keep the YouTube algorithms engaged. And from tearing my face off like an angry squirrel on methamphetamines. Troops making northwards here and southwards. Broad approach there by Acehiro. Angry Dutch a bit more focused, which typically against the Oberkommando West in case of like a Sturm Pioneer rush, you want a bit more focused so units don't have to like fight them one-on-one since early on. That's typically where Sturm Pioneers win a lot of engagements actually. So Angry Dutch keeps his men roughly within supporting range, so in case of that Sturm Pioneer push, they're ready. But in fact, instead the Sturm Pioneer places southwards, the Volksman's doing all the fighting up north, and in fact scattered out here. So this is pretty great for Angry Dutchman. Less of a great start here for Acehiro. He was obviously hopefully banking on his bone rush into the Sturm Pioneers and then get murdered, but sadly Angry Dutchman was expecting a Sturm Pioneer rush and so had his men closer together up north, disrupting here Acehiro's plan. Both sides getting from the additional infantry squad, fairly standard stuff there. Got the southern fuel point secured here with the Sturm Pioneer. Volksmann squad almost done. Grabbing the point there. We shall see what happens next. I imagine Angry Dutchman, the next move will be the Lieutenant, very common in 1v1s, offers some course more firepower, 50 cals, which are great. Sturred light tanks, also very solid in the 1v1 environment. Focusing northwards here for Acehiro. Grab the point here.
We're losing a capture point.
Troops sitting out there. The skirmishing, and now the Sturm Pioneers getting focused down again. Sturm Pioneers individually in 1v1 engagements can actually beat a lot of infantry because they do still technically have assault rifles and they have slightly less efficient ranges effectively compared to the actual assault rifles from the Sturm Panzergrenadiers. So they have less effective longer ranges, but still they can pack a lot of damage. But again, they do suffer from being just focused down by more infantry. Bit of skirmishing there, focusing northwards here, but the car point in the south there, good play the Angry Dutchman, keeping his forces together and outnumbering Acehiro that way, and again punching between the Sturm Pioneers from the west. One infantry on the way there for Acehiro, and we got the Lieutenant there for Angry Dutchman, very much as expected. That's it, he's going to go for Luftwaffe ground forces. He's going to have a lot of infantry then with 4 Volksgrenadiers plus the Sturm Pioneer. That could get a bit dicey for Acehiro in terms of like manpower bleed if he's not careful. Of course, it's going to be a lot of infantry though, so obviously there's some merit to it, and still will typically have more infantry than the other factions to a degree there. But still, worth keeping in mind. The reactions hit a mine and I'll route it. There we go, a lot of dead Americans there on the roads and the dirt. Quickly, Jürgen, check the pockets for candy bars. Nein, Fritz, why not? The Canadians said no. Goddamn Canadians. Yeah, I know they're ruining all of our fun. Just moving towards the centre there, sandbags down. Trot on the way there for Acehiro. Mechanized command post there for Angry Dutchman. Seizing the southern point with the Sturm Pioneer. North here, Volksmann out there as well. Got the truck out there for Acehiro. Lieutenant sitting out there, so far standard stuff. Reinforcement there. I mean, for now though, Acehiro can just move across a lot of the map fast and does have more infantry, which definitely assists with that. That'll probably be a battle group headquarters here for Acehiro. We shall see what follow-ups next. Probably not any flak emplacements, so that would be pretty neato. But sandbags there, good work digging in. More mines it could be also good idea for Acehiro. More Schützenmine. Though of course he may already now be setting up munitions for the Sturmgewehr 44. Oh, mechanized rating here for Acehiro. Now that's a bit of a surprise. Bit of a surprise. Ground squad chat force backed up with the Lieutenant. He's going to need an MD-34 then. He could also go push for Luxiad versus Angry Dutchman, of course, if he does that. Sturmpanzers need to retreat here, though. They're getting overwhelmed. We've got a Panzer truck on the way there already. Might get wiped here. They're going to just Angry Dutchman move out his forces in one huge lump of infantry, utilising their high DPS even on the move, to that way increased chance of getting wiped here on the retreating troops. There we go, Sturmpanzers right punishing Acehiro there for an O extension with insufficient support. And of course, this is why Angry Dutchman about on this, because the way Acehiro is playing, he's going to be very vulnerable to these kind of tactics without having machine guns or any other suppressive weapon to really punish this. So Acehiro's going to have to like either bunch up his own forces, conceding map control there. He's going to need suppressive firepower in larger numbers. He could also, of course, go for the looks, which will take a bit of a while because he can put pressure on Angry Dutchman infantry as well. Fallschirmjägers are an option, but you still need to work them together with other infantry to have a better chance. There you go. Goes for the Puma. Obviously going to go against any light vehicles. Angry Dutchman's going to go for, like the Steward, which is on the way, but crucially, it's not going to help against the infantry that so far is milling about here under Angry Dutchman's command. They're now splitting up to grab more of the map here, so good timing here for contact from Acehiro. And they're taking losses here from the Fultz Grenadiers. Puma almost done. We'll then need some machine guns here versus Angry Dutchman. Grand hand gunner there could be a fairly good throw there for Acehiro, I think. Just getting focused down. Steward out. Puma out. Falls they're being bled out. Not the greatest engagement. He's up against a lot of units in heavy cover. The unit in light cover. Didn't pop the incendiary grenade. Then like deny them their cover. Bit of nose, I'd say there by Acehiro. Bit of nose side. Puma arrives. So right now, Angry Dutchman is just enjoying strong map control here versus the Germans. Their set most being pushed back up north here, so that allows Acehiro to make good progress again. Troops reinforcing. We shall of course see what we can do us next. Troops heading southwards. 1005 from the Puma. Still running back here for Angry Dutchman. Grab the Southern fuel. Mine they're cancelled. They'll finish it with the Sturmpanzers and then the remote used to give him. Had it going, there we go. Puma getting the Steward. Good hit there into Pantherfast officer, they're causing further damage to the Steward light tank. Almost got it here with the Puma and its 50mm gun. The Panzer Division was actually one of the few divisions tracked to receive the Puma before it was discontinued. So little fun fact. I think the first SS Panzer Division was one of the other few divisions to actually receive the Puma. But overall, it's an armoured car produced in very few numbers because German High Command was a bit concerned that the way it was designed, it would make the reconnaissance crews try and use it too much like a tank, and they were not keen on that, so it was actually discontinued and instead was replaced by some more heavier gun but more support variants that didn't have a turret. Are they equipped with a PaK 40 or A75mm cannon, so that way you know to provide support versus other elements that way. You know, thusly, you know, still could deal with heavier targets, but you know, couldn't operate like a tank. Down the centre here, and certainly commanders in higher stages, you know, worrying about things not being used in the way it's supposed to has caused similar decisions. For some, you know, before the attack in the Ardennes in 1944, American High Command, for example, replaced half of all the tank destroyers on the tank destroyer challenge with anti-tank guns because they're concerned the crews were using the tank destroyers like tanks. So you know, it's not something unique to the Germans or vice versa. Big push in the south of Angry Dutch. We've got BARs, we've got bazookas. Acehiro there finally going for the MD-34. We're not really seeing much of the doctrine though, certainly no Fallschirmjägers, though again, with the way Angry Dutchman is playing, it's a bit difficult to just pop in the Fallschirmjägers, so I don't fault him. I do not fault him. Up north he pulls with the Rifle Squad. Brownhand gun there would be a fairly good throw. There you go, force back instead. Still the machine gun's going to be able then to help Acehiro punish these kind of tactics from Angry Dutchman. But again, the Americans are very good at this because again, they just have so much DPS on the move for the infantry. And typically when you get a lot of like basic infantry that has fairly good DPS while moving, you kind of encourage these kind of like, you know, swarm horde tactics. Which is why you really don't see that a lot with the Grenadiers, for example. Or the Osthuppen, because they don't really work as well with it.
HMG squad ready for action.
Troops saying northwards there. North, a bit of stand up between the Fultz and the Rifle Squad, so they're still. Lieutenant suppressed. Resuming force with their bazookas. Sturmpionier catching them with their Sturmgewehr 44. Damage from the Puma. Bazooka team got the MD-4 setting up here. north here. Folks can probably should retreat soon. Puma needs to be fixed up by the Sturmpunier soon. You could also just set up the repair post there. As for back in Angry Dutchman space, we've got the 50 out there. But no doctrine for Angry Dutchman remains a bit hesitant. We've got Acehiro with a truck. That'll be the Schwerer Panzergutier most likely, though he could go for the Belgrade headquarters. Of course, the addition of assault rifles does give Acehiro a bit more methods in pushing back against Angry Dutchman tactics with this as well, though. So, I mean, that works out too. Of course, that's why Angry Dutchman probably trying to go for 50 cal, because now the Germans are playing at his game. Goddamn Crouch using our tactics. Goddamn Nazis. Makes me sick. Fixing the Puma there. Just been caught here by the 50 cal, quickly suppressing them. Another Ralph squad there for Angry Dutchman. Still no sign of a doctor. I mean, you could consider like something like Urban Assault and Rangers now, or Airborne Company and Paratroopers, for example, or Mechanized and the Cavalry Riflemen. Adding in some, I think, more assault heavy infantry versus Acehiro and his Volks Grenadiers. Grams on point. Taking hits there. Schwer punt calls going up as expected. Though again, could have been a Belgrade headquarters just to go for the medics. That's why they made the change they did to the Belgrade headquarters. You can sort of sneak it in. But still, most players aren't going to bother with it because it's still the fact you still have to like build a truck, which nonetheless makes it a bit more expensive and just a little less desirable. Bartway in the south, interesting stuff there. Mostly denied the cover of the tank trap, which you just noticed. It's a bit difficult to spot here. Looked a bit overloaded in terms of visuals. 6 kills, veterans in 1. Folks dagegen der Sturmgewehr 44. Pushing the south here, Ralph's got the BARs and regular ones. Sturmpunier push back, but do get the fuel point. Slowing down the Angry Dutchman drilling come for a tiny bit. But it is worth noting, Nexus, a bit like Crossroads, has more points than average. So again, good map for Nexus can more quickly snowball into like, faster or just more tanks. Authorization on the way there. Still nothing in terms of like doctrine information. Again, we did see Luftwaffe ground forces, but sadly we're just not seeing much out of it. And again, fancy makers would be great. Theoretically, flag emplacement would be pretty neat, but obviously less great. Reinforcing here. Highlighting, I think, one of the issues with static emplacement in the game. Like, they either need to be like absurdly good, or they're just kind of rubbish. But how easy they're counted. Ralph's got the flanking MU-34. We'll have to see what goes. There we go. Finally, our fights make squad face here. Finally using the doctrine. Angry Dutchman, main fact, have been holding his own doctrine, sort of neutral there as well. Before choosing just to figure out what his opponent's going for, then maybe trying to make a counter pick, which is what some players do. But of course, if he does that, now they seize the Fallschirmjägers. And there's just a good chance he does. And there you go. Quick grenade off. The extra gut grenades for Angry Dutchman. Thumbs up. Nice to see that. Again, very powerful if you know how to throw them. But because, again, most American players never use them. In fact, a lot of American abilities are very powerful because most American players never use them. So there's actually a significant element of surprise when your opponent when they actually start, an American player suddenly starts using them. Not move with the Fallschirmjägers ahead. Still in the dock for Angry Dutchman. Got the Major out though. He's going to be able to get out of tank fast as well. In fact, he's getting 42 fuel per minute now compared to his opponent's 16. So he's going to be moving towards a tank very rapidly compared to Acehiro. Very rapidly. And Acehiro needs to grab more points here fast. He needs to get moving. Schnell. Vorwärts, meine Herren. Down the center. Need to go for the fuel point. Schnell. Quiet here otherwise, as Angry Dutchman lines up his forces and gets them ready for the next big push against the goddamn Krauts. Mage heading northwards here. May give us the Volks Grenadiers.
Capture point is being overrun.
Falcon shot to bait with the Ralph to the BARs down to 1 man, need to retreat. Flanking the 50 down the re-echelons. quick fun hunt gonna be fairly effective. There we go. They're fighting up north here. Machine range in the centre. I feel like he should be using that machine to more actively support his troops here. That'd give him, I think, more advantage in a lot of engagement versus Acehiro. Angry Dutchman could certainly allow him to preserve manpower for other things more easily as well. So he definitely needs to, like, you know, not just park the machine. And particularly when he's on the offensive, like, why was Angry Dutchman attack into the centre there then? Come on, Acehiro. Adopt the Blitzkrieg spirit. Anyways, cleared the Americans back a bit here for a while, but there goes Sherman away here for Angry Dutchman. Goes for urban assault. That means boulders of blades to have a tougher Sherman. Might see some Rangers. I mean, those would certainly be helpful there as well, I would personally say. There goes reinforcing, closing out that Panther 4 some time away from Acehiro. What he could try and do is actually sneak up the forces closer to the cover and then pop an incendiary grenade over the wall. Stuart Pioneer push back though. Kuma falling back with 8 kills, veterans to 1. Bazooka team on the move. Up north, Major is about to encounter a major obstacle to his continued survival. In fact, he's already dead there. The center troops suppressed here. Need to count. There you go. Good bazooka hits there. Sherman almost on for Angry Dutchman and the 5th Armored Division. Seeing that resistance doesn't suppress them because they're actually into heavy cover, which he did not manage to wire off. Smoking off here. Thumbs up to Angry Dutchman. Quick, fire the smoke grenade! I only got this packet of Marlboros. Well, smoke 'em and shoot 'em. Yes, sir. 50 cal setting up here. Pushing from the northern field from the lieutenant backed up by a Rifle Squad. In the south here. Down the southern field, police attempt to grab it. Sherman forts and the boulders of blade. Fixing up the Puma. Fire goes around on the Sherman. Acehiro very close to the Panther 4 Model J. Academy of an for Acehiro to help deal with the Sherman. Well, it's not uncommon for the tank crews to like find ways to improvise more armor on their tanks. In fact, the Americans would just weld on more armor to the Sherman tanks to effectively create improvised Sherman jumbo assault tanks there as a fun fact. Well, sandbags, wooden logs, spare track links, all the sorts of things that was usually used like shall we say improvised armor. A lot of the time it might actually have like a detrimental effect, but a lot of the time the higher ups basically allowed it because it made the tank crews feel safer, and if they feel safer, they're more likely to actually try and kill the enemy rather than just back off at the first sight of fire. So they went along with it, highlighting the importance of psychology of war. But anyway, Sherman forts here. Makes me wish we had a proper morale system too. 50 cal being added there. Machine setting up 2 kills. Veteran not rifle charging the fudge makers here. Pullman forts here for Acehiro. Good hit. Kevin landing hit as well there. Pull Sherman down to less than half health now there as Acehiro tears into it. There we go. Panther 4 Model J there for Acehiro. Panzerkampfwagen 4 aus für Union. Troops are posted by the 50 cal. Folks is flanking the 50 cal. Grab northern field point again with the Volkskandidaten. We got 421 to 61. So far, Acehiro has been maintaining a good victory point lead over his opponent. Solid stuff there. Excellent. Captain on the way, thank you, Dutchman. Probably to go for anti-tank guns, but could also be he wants to actually use the supervisor ability to let push things up faster. I mean, it's also probably just want to go for like another infantry. The party could just also go for the Rangers, which would be pretty great. That's just me. Pullman forts here. Panther 4 ready here for Acehiro and the German army. Chart on the way to Acehiro. That will be the battle group headquarters. Probably for medics, but there's also a possibility that Acehiro may now try and stall for the King Tiger, which is always going to be a slightly risky measure. Jump on way, the folks being pushed back. Panther rushing south, they're catching rifle there and evicting them from the premises.
Captain just took the battlefield.
Nice hit from the Puma there on the Sherman, gaining momentum in the process. Further up north here, search from Angry Dutchman clears out Acehiro's northern positions, claims the fuel point there in short amount of time. Truck moving in, the truck reinforcing, soon to be healing as well. A lot of fighting across most of the map in there. Good unit right in the centre. Looks like the lieutenant bit the dust. Exterminated. Going for an entertaining up here with the armour under Acehiro's command. Racers are being shot to bits. Make around here for the BAR. Northern points being seized, and there you go. Anti-tank ready here for Angry Dutchman. Transport the close being wiped out here. And for here for Acehiro. Showing engaging the first news of North here points being seized. Just reinforcing healing. Battle head calls almost on the Acehiro. Panther 4 finally got 4 kills on it. Puma shoots, misses, anti-tank forwards here. Grenade off. That was perhaps one of the less impressive grenade throws we've seen in some time, but oh well. Falcon's doing heavy damage, got 9 kills on them, actually 2 already. Acehiro that continues to sustain attacks with Angry Dutchman, just keep pushing forwards. Sherman anti-tanking forwards. In fact, Angry Dutchman can soon go for a second Sherman here versus Acehiro. We're certainly things more comfortable here for the Germans. Acehiro's going to have to come up with some good counter push here versus Angry Dutchman. I think they have a good chance. I mean, he does have the airborne assault ready, so theoretically, good stuff there could throw him off. I think that assault attack would probably be more useful. Ooh, close to wipe here, but Angry Dutchman retreats just in time. Panther 4 being fixed up. Troops being mauled, and we get the Calliope out of Angry Dutchman. Of course, also a strong pick here. Those are the Germans. Also gives them artillery. Nice hit from Puma here, 11 kills. Halfway to the veterans here, 3. Attack that was really bogged down in the south. I definitely feel like Acehiro needs to stop focusing so much in the centre. He needs to try and outmaneuver Angry Dutchman rather than trying to beat him into submission, because with 50 kills and M1 into 10 guns, it's going to be a very punishing experience for Acehiro to just attack head on. At least without some smoke screens, which so far Acehiro has apparently not been a big fan of. I mean, you could try and attack for it. And of course, parties again, this map, the dust being a bit hard because there's a lot of junk there and a lot of awkward pathing, but even then, attacking head on, I think, still isn't the greatest choice. We have seen players like PFC, make good use of good flank attacks, so it's definitely not impossible. Just being hammered with the Calliope, like Kedman crew cleared up, machine almost exterminated as well here. I think again, further just punishing Acehiro for focusing too much to the centre. Baltim's about to get wiped out there. Panther putting everything from Bazooka. Needs to do something very soon here versus Angry Dutchman. Destroying my Kedva, having none of those goddamn crap guns. Panther need repairs again. Northern points being seized. Grab the southern point. And there you go, to replace some of the losses. Angry Dutchman thus calling the Rangers to have them lead the way. Sherman being fixed up. Quite otherwise. Far up north, you got the forces of the rifle squad there. And soon a grenade being chucked. Panther good to go once more. Can soon go for another one here versus Angry Dutchman. They go for being attacked here by the full might of America here. And Acehiro does not seem particularly well prepared to receive such an assault. Rangers got those Thompsons ready already. Excellent. South side could see a bit more pressure here from Angry Dutchman. At least Acehiro is starting to move more towards there instead of just focusing most of his force in the centre. In response, angry Dutchman are now vacating the centre to focus on the north, allowing the Acehiro attack to move uncontested elsewhere. So, as you can see, there's a lot of merit to just not attacking into where angry Dutchman is actually expecting him to attack. Foxman need to retreat though. Rangers push off the northern fuel pump with heavy losses inflicted on the Rangers. Very close to the Panther Nego. Calliope barrage off here from angry Dutchman. Panther 4 though mostly untouched. Not too concerned about such matters. We're flying away there. Sherman either dodging or bouncing the shots here. Could actually flank the 5th entertainment be cleared out, allowing the tanks to push out and deal with the tank. But there goes Sherman making a bit more tough here for Acehiro to make such a manoeuvre. Grenade here on the retreat path. Close call here. Bit of a tough throw on that one, so don't think you can be particularly faulted for not getting to work there. Sherman rolling in there. Full retreat here from Acehiro, he's having none of that. Are we getting mines from Acehiro? Nope, I mean he's flooding a lot of munitions, but he's probably waiting for like angry to get out more tanks before calling in the airborne assault. But at this rate, he's just going to be doing nothing with the munitions. But if you just be using valiant assault, like make some good pushes. That said, he now has most of the map, so obviously not all bad. Laying down mines, very good. Thumbs up, shoots and mean it. Can't go for the Panther 4. More. But again, it's not impossible at this point that he may be planning for a Panther. He might be thinking, you know what, I want a King Tiger. But if he's going for a King Tiger, I'll definitely find that a bit inadvisable. I think the time for that is a bit, yeah, less than great. Ranger sneaks up as they're going to hit the southern victory point to help slow down the bleed here that Acehiro's always got going against him. Heading for northern point, we got the 5th Cavalry to defend. Good power blend cover here, which is basically used to, create fixed gaps in the larger smoke screen, but also actually was used as a method for pushing crews out of vehicles, and there's a very noxious gas that emitted. I think even caustic gas, so basically like if you hit a tank with it in actual life, the crew would very much want to get out. There's a little sneaky trick there. Cloud Badge getting on the centre. Panther will take some hits, I need to be careful of that one. Close to 2 though in the south. Puma follows the Rangers. Slowly backing off there. Additionally, angry Dutchman has resource more armour, so I definitely think she'll be calling him on. Acehiro does go for the Panther. Probably, I suppose he thinks it increases his chance to have to deal with the Sherman there. And there you go, Jackson tank destroyer for angry Dutchman. The M36. Panther slowly getting ready to face it up. Very slowly.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement. Armor here.
Panther halfway done. Panther engaging in AC2 here for the Panther Faust. Another shot there. Another hit.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
And down it goes. Munitions cooked off.
We just lost a medium tank.
And Panther's almost done here for Acehiro. Good shot for him there on the flank of the Panther 4, punching through with ease. There you go. Panzer Kampfwagen 5 gefechtsbereit here for Acehiro. Need to fix up that Panther 4. Jack's almost done there for angry Dutchman.
Tank destroyer is ready for action. Area secured. Crew ready.
So there you go. Good to go. To punch some holes in those goddamn crap Panzers.
Orders.
Could consider maybe something a bit extra up north here. With some reasons, maybe laying down some small anti-tank mines to slow down the attack here from Acehiro possibly. Falzmegas gaining virtually 314 kills so far. Excellent. As of course you're the Americans, in which case you're probably less impressed by the Falzmegas prowess. There you go, Clive Bash and all a bunch of infantry. The Falzmegas taking the brunt of the rocket storm here being unleashed by angry Dutchman. There you go, the Falzmegas got fully wiped. Grenade and the Falcon squad gets wiped as well. Huge loss here for Acehiro. Just 2 squads gone in the blink of an eye. Absolute punishment. He's going to need to replace those losses. I'd recommend more Falzmegas or some Orbital done. I think going for Falcon now would be a bit of a mistake, but that was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Need to be a bit careful with that Panther. Machine gun overwhelmed. TS and Dutchman defensive versus Acehiro once more. Striking force for freedom and democracy. Machine gun only get grenade here by the Ranger squad, which could possibly cleared out here. There we go, almost got it. Close call here, but Acehiro's machine crew narrowly makes it out of there alive. Rangers going for the full these tank food with the Thompsons. Greasing those cracks good. Panther for the firing and taking bounces. Panther going for the Jackson here. That's it. The Panther heavily damaged, and he doesn't have the greatest DPS, which means the Jackson has a distinct advantage at this point. Panther just needs to disengage, get repaired. And Acehiro really needs to replace his infantry losses. He's playing so much manpower, it's not like he can go for any tanks anytime soon anyways. Where naturally just went for something, so he really should be calling in more troops now. 12 kills threatening on the Calliope. There you go, another fight to make a squad. Panther 4 there being fixed up. Troops sitting out there. Pushing back there. We got 18 kills and we got 20 kills on them. Second fight to make a squad ready, getting upgraded. Got the Calliope Barrage up here and Lost North. Cover shattered and talk about a close call there for Acehiro. He almost lost another fight to make a squad immediately to the Calliope Barrage, which killed the first squad. That'd been a rather traumatizing event there. Panther will probably want to move faster with the southern troops there, keep them out of angry Dutchman's hands. Northern point being seized there. Puma holding back. Fixing up the Panther Kampfwagen 5. And there go another sham here for angry Dutchman. Smokes it off, very good. South here, Panther will put out the Rifle Squad. Panther second the Sturmpioneer. Bazookas unleashing on there, go pick up on the Volksgrenadiers. Acehiro's action seem a bit disorganized here, and there you go. Panther again with increasing mobility and rate of fire could actually try and combat blitz, in which case he could actually, I think, rush down the Jackson and take it out. But now the Panther was taking too much damage to bother that. We got smoke off here in the center with the Stuka smoke reconnaissance. Thumbs up there to Acehiro. We got 225, it's on at 83. Up north, we got skirmishes there. Rangers going for the Volksgrenadiers, but forced to fall back. At this point, you could actually consider going for another Sturm Pioneer squad to set the repairs, because even with the Sturm Pioneer and the repair Pioneers, it's still taking some time to get all of his armor fixed. I mean, another Sturm Pioneer squad wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea, in particular once they say equipped with a Panzer 6, so there's more anti-tank weapons. Oh well, okay, enough no face here. Guessing he's setting up for something big, either another Panther, or possibly a King Tiger. Troops flanking in here, catching angry Dutchman off guard. The 5th got caught in a bad spot, forced to retreat. Calliope, they're ready to fire again. At this range, you could actually just wipe the Volksgrenadier squad. North Sherman strikes force for freedom. 5th got added, of course, adding the bolts of the blade. Thumbs up there. Panther move once more here for Acehiro and Deutschland. There you go, Calliope Barrage opening up with like a rocket shotgun. Fully wiping the Volksgrenadiers. No survivors there. North the points being seized for the rifle squads. Panther 4. East level, 22 kills. Nice hit from the Panther on the Sherman. Shot bounced. Another hit there on the Sherman by the Panther. And sitting up there. Damage from the Panther, which quickly suffers heavy damage, but is down to roughly half health now. Fighting with short just need to retreat before they get wiped by the Rangers. Angry Dutchman lock on the offensive for freedom. Panther firing away there in the center here. We got troops engaged here as well. Panther forcing against some shots, but not landing much of a hit there. Jackson ready to move again. Range squad here by the MD-34. Could try and pop the two up in there. Go Panther taking from the Jackson, gaining Metro 2 in the process. Another hit there. Panther fall down to half health. Go to this Rifle Squad. Panther being held back for repairs once more. And it does look like Acehiro here is hoping to save the day with the Königsjäger, the Tiger 2. But of course, have to see whether that is possible. North here being caught with the 50 cal. So moving forward, Panther take off there. Calliope unleashing hell in the centre. Close to 2-2. Sturmpuni around the south. Still, at this rate, there's about 2 more minutes to go before Acehiro can call in the King Tiger versus Angry Dutchman. I mean, he's going to be taking a lot of a beating in the process, whereas Angry Dutchman just keep churning out more tanks if he wants to. If he has the population, which he can quickly get by just popping out a crew. Panther being repaired. Panther 4 causing repairs. Closing on that King Tiger. Ever so slowly and steadily. Shattering sandbags. This is missile pointing with the Rangers. 5th kill as the Volksgrenadiers. Oh, runs into that fire, narrowly gets out of it again. Shenwatch right here for Angry Dutchman. 199 to 121. Acehiro getting very close to the King Tiger, roughly a minute away here from the, in fact, under a minute away from the Königsjäger. Shamlo charging forwards, Volksgrenadiers pushing ahead a further up north. No support, there was the armour. And another unit wiped by the sound of it. Another stinging blow here to Acehiro, who's done just the Sturmpani squad, the Volksgrenadiers, and the Volksjägers. Smokes being deployed here by Angry Dutchman. Panther is the Sherman. Panther gets an easy penetration hit on the Sherman tank. South up in King watch one of the Dutchman. Up north, Acehiro at work there. Sherman almost taken out here. And ooh, lots of bouncing shots there. And the Panther itself misses. But there you go. King Tiger out. Königsjäger gefechtsbereit. Will this be the tool that Acehiro needs to win the war? Guess we find out in a few moments. In the south here we got the Panther forming in the gate, the Bazooka 2 near, close to Vetting for increased accuracy. If he could hit. Which is a bit ironic since the Panther forming reactor has a lot of accuracy compared to the regular Wehrmacht Panther form, particularly that you gain some more bonuses, so it's a bit amusing it can't hit unless of course you're Acehiro, in which case you're probably not finding it particularly funny at that moment, which I can't fault you for. The Zook team pursuing the Panther 4. There we go, now there's a hit. Jackson gets the first hit on the King Tiger. We got 157 to 121. Panther being repaired. Need to fix up the Panther 4. Almost got the southern point there with the Sturmpunier. He needs more infantry though. I would probably advise either Oberson or Volksjägers. But at this point, I mean, he also needs to save up the munitions for the airborne assaults. So he's going to try and catch all of Angry Dutchman's armor and destroy it in one go. Let's make for a bigger push. King Tiger moving ahead here. Wild Spot being hammered by the Königsjäger. There you go, responding hit from the Jackson. Punch straight for the King Tiger's armor again. King Tiger scores its first kill, but is pushed down to half health already by the Jackson, the anti-tank gun. Mercilessly punishing here Acehiro's heavy tank.
Orders. Send your orders.
Close footage on that King of Calliope. In the southeast, Sturmpuni being attacked by the Rangers divisions and the Rifle Squad. Pushing ahead here. Got a BAR left out in the dirt there. Guess Angry Dutchman's not too concerned about that one. Got 123 to 121. Waiting repairs for his armour. Again, this is also he's getting another strong pioneer squad. 229 has a King Tiger, which obviously requires a lot of personnel to fix at any, like, you know, half decent pace. We got 118 to 121. Acehiro continues to beat out of victory points. He lines up for the next push, but again, he's short on resources and has gone for a large amount of very large, but, you know, kind of slow vehicles, which don't really have a ton of, like, you know, DPS. They can't actually, like, you know, provide anything sufficiently strong attack element, which is what he really needs. That's not to say it's going to be impossible, but it's going to be fairly tough, I think, with the current force composition.
Pour it on. Kraut's down to 100 points.
100 points left here. Looks like we're going to move when he's not even preparing there. He is on the offensive, calling smoke there. Good. Thumbs up. They want to go for the combat blitz though. Such no lookability. Air support called in as well here. That said, the way calling the smoke actually makes it easy for Angry Dutchman than hiding the smoke away from the Luftwaffe flyers. Panther there going for the blitz. Very good. Or sehr good. King Tiger had infantry filling up there. Something got destroyed there. Untouched what there. Go. Crop shot down. Got the Jackson. Panther for the firing way there. Brutal assault here. 50 cal cleared out. Air support arms getting collide. We need to clear out the anti-tank gun there. Panther gets the Sherman. A huge blow. We got 67 to 121. Panther's about to get knocked out eventually. 2 infantry though is being murdered. Acehiro's got no infantry left. Oh dear, brutal. So even if he's lost all of his armor, the reality is now Acehiro can't grab the map because the tanks can't do anything about it. In fact, he's about to lose the King Tiger to an anti-tank gun firing into the rear. Again with its high DPS. And the Panther about to get knocked out as well. The absolute destruction of Acehiro. Absolutely shattered. In the end, an ill-advised attack, though I suppose in theory the idea was nice, but the execution, well, left a lot to be desired. And Angry Dutchman's defense was just, well, rock solid, to put it simply. 32 versus 121 at this point. I think it's safe to say this is GG. I mean, short of, I don't know, Angry Dutchman caught carried away by Dutch secret police for crimes against the Dutch state. I don't think Acehiro's going to win this one.
They only have 25 points remaining.
Calling in fudge makers here and there. I mean, it's a nice idea, but I think a bit too little too late.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Another Sherman out there for Angry Dutchman. 19. I mean, he's definitely a believer here in end-seeking this Acehiro, but I think you're better off just, you know, pulling out and not wasting any more German soldiers on this. 15, 14. 13. 11. 9, which I imagine is also what Acehiro is currently muttering to himself. 7. 5. And there you go. GG, game over, lost for Acehiro. Victory for Angry Dutchman. Of course, solid play by Angry Dutchman. Acehiro, I think, could also done things a bit better. Some more maneuverability. A lightning gun with some smoke could also been a good idea. Then, of course, just more infantry as the match went on. That just sort of keep up the force composition. And also just more flanking. I feel like Acehiro also had an issue with just focusing on the center, not enough on the sides. There's not enough flanking, not enough like disruption of Angry Dutchman's setup, which again made it very easy for Angry Dutchman just to focus down the targets. And obviously again, the King Tiger and the Panther just ends up being kinda overrated still. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, doing enemies. This is Imperial Links and Cheers. Thank you for watching. I'm sure tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.